Hey guys, this is a multi-character X-Listener. I hope you enjoy. This is actually the 6K special, so thank you so much. I love you all. And thank you, you're amazing. I never expected this, but thank you so much. I love you. And yeah, enjoy the video. Also, because some people were asking, I'll put like my Discord and my TikTok on the description because some people wanted to follow me. I don't know why. But yeah, hope you enjoy the video and love you. You're in your room. Your husband, Izuku Midoriya, was out of work right now, and you had a free day from your work, so you had nothing to do and you were wandering around the house by yourself. Finally, you thought to yourself, I miss Izuku, and you wanted something that reminded you of him. So you remembered that he had left the hoodie he wore last night on the bed. So you rushed to your bedroom and took on the hoodie and put it. It was a green hoodie. It fit you very big since Izuku was bigger than you, obviously. And it fit you like a dress. It was pretty cute. You looked in the mirror and laughed. You started doing things around the house. After a while, you were done with all the stuff you needed to do. So you seated back on the couch and played your favorite movie. You stayed there for an hour and then you fell asleep. Little did you know, your husband was getting back from work. He was in his car and he was calling you. He thought to himself, why is Joanna not answering? Are they okay? He tried texting you and calling you, but still no response. So he hurried home to see if you were okay, since he always was worrying about you. After a few minutes, he finally made it to your house and opened the door. But what he saw was his beautiful wife sleeping in the couch with one of his hoodies. He laughed a little and blushed. He left his suitcase and entered the house. He went and sat next to you, but you still didn't wake up. So he grabbed your chin and pulled it closer to his face and said, Hey, sweetie, wake up. You slowly opened your eyes by the pressure of something grabbing your face. When you finally had your eyes fully open, you saw Izuku there, looking at you. You blushed immediately and said, Izuku, what are you doing here? He laughed and said, It's 6, darling. That's that where I come home. You chuckled and said, Oh, yeah, you're right. I must have fallen asleep in the couch. You tried to hide your blush and hoped Izuku didn't notice you were wearing his hoodie. He was always a tease about you using his hoodie. He had grown a lot since the boy you dated back in UA. He was always so shy and everything that dates, but now it was all different. He would tease you about the littlest things, and it freaked you out, but you still love him. He then noticed you were wearing his hoodie, and he smirked. He said, So, honey, did you miss me that much that you had to take the hoodie I wore last night? He started giving you kisses all over your face, and you were like, Izuku, stop! And he said, Not a clue, darling, what you mean. Why should I stop? You seem to be enjoying it. You're blushing too much. You hid your face in the hoodie and said, Stop! He laughed and said, Well, you remember when this happened back in high school? You were the one teasing me. Now how the tables have turned. And you look lovely in my hoodie. Wear more often. Then he gave you one more kiss and pulled away and said, I'll cook dinner. Do you want anything? You smiled and said, Yeah, can you please do my favorite food? He laughed and said, Of course, darling. Love you. Love you too, Izuku. Bakugou was away in a mission, and it had already been a week. You were alone, and you really missed him. And he took almost all his things. There only was left a few shirts and some hoodies. You had just gotten back from a hard day at work and you were tired, and there was no one at home to cook your farewell meal and tell you they loved you because he was away in a mission. You sighed as you entered your apartment. You slowly took off your shoes and went to your bedroom to change. You put on some shorts, and before you could put one of your shirts, you thought, well, Katsuki's in here, so I might as well just wear his clothes. You walked to the drawer and took one of his hoodies. It was red and it smelled like caramel. You put it on and took in the smell, and you gave her a little chuckle and said, "He will kill me if he saw me wearing one of his clothes. He's too protective of his stuff." You went into the kitchen and started cooking your meal when you received a FaceTime call. You answered it as normally, and you put it in the counter. You said, "Hey Katsuki, did you call me?" He chuckled and said, "Of course, Damas. How do you think we're talking?" You sighed and said, "As rude as always. So, how's the mission going?" He sighed and said, "Shitty hair has been a pain. Pikachu is not shutting the fuck off. And Brainwash is just there, not helping. I'm done with these people." You laughed and said, "Relax, they're mostly all your friends. So just do the mission and come back home. I miss you." He smirked and said, "I can see that." You were confused, and then he said, "Is that my hoodie, Yuan?" You tried to deny and said, "What? No, this is mine, this is not yours." He laughed and said, Yeah, that's my hoodie, Yuan. It's too big for you." "Did you really miss me that much? You had to do this?" "Well, Damas, I didn't expect this truth to be told." You just sighed and said, "Okay, stop being mean." He laughed and said, "Hey, I'm not being mean. I'm just being realistic and pointing out that you have my hoodie on and you miss me. So, I guess the one that's overreacting here is you." You sighed again and said, "Why am I dating you again?" He then let out a growl and said, "Because you love me, Damas, and I love you, so shut the fuck up." Then you proceeded to say, "Well, that's true, I do love you, but get back home. This hoodie is not the same as having you in the house." He laughed and said, "Of course. I'll be there in 2 days. Love you." "Love you too, Katsuki." Your boyfriend was not in your house right now. He was out patrolling at night, and you were left alone in your apartment to yourself, watching a movie. You always waited for him to come home after patrol, but tonight you were too tired. So you quickly went and changed to some leggings and decided to put one of his shirts on. But then after you saw the shirt had a stain, you decided to take it off and wear a hoodie. You laid back on your bed and quickly fell asleep. You always wear your boyfriend's clothes when he wasn't around. You were a very shy person with that stuff, and since your relationship was barely new, you didn't want to cross any boundaries, and he had never seen you wear his clothes, but you just assumed he will be back in the morning, since tonight he had a full night patrol. Shindou was right now getting back from patrol to your apartment. He sighed and said, "Oh shit, I bet Juan is already asleep." He opened the front door, left his keys, and went into the kitchen to drink some water. Quickly, without noticing you in the bed, he just entered the shower and took a shower. When he was done, he was looking for his hoodie, his favorite one. It was a blue hoodie, and he couldn't find it. He only found his shirt on the floor and nothing else. He always had his hoodie hung up in the bathroom for him to use it after he comes back from patrol, but tonight it wasn't there. He was confused and turned on the lights of the bedroom. Then he noticed you were asleep on the bed. He quickly turned it off, noticing you were asleep, but thankfully you didn't wake up. Shindou slowly moved inside the bed and took out the blanket slowly to see what you were wearing. He saw his hoodie. He laughed and said, "So, finally you decided to steal it, Juan. I'm proud of you." He then lay right next to you, only wearing sweatpants. In the morning, you woke up to feeling someone cuddling you. You were confused, and when you opened your eyes, you saw your boyfriend, shirtless, and you were like, "What happened? Why is he here?" You thought your boyfriend will be back in the morning, but then you remembered you were wearing his hoodie, and your face became red, but very red. Because of your little fangirling, Yoshindo woke up. He said, "Honey, why the fuck are you screaming?" Then he saw you blushing and asked, "Hey, baby, why are you blushing?" You have seen me shirtless countless of times. You hide your face and said, "It's not because of that. I'm sorry I wore your hoodie. I didn't know if it was too early or if I should wait a little longer. I really don't know. I'm sorry." He kissed you and he stopped you from talking. After a few minutes, he pulled back and said, "You look cute in my hoodie, and I was waiting for you to do that. And I want to take you a picture in you in that because that will be my new wallpaper." Then he gave you a kiss on your cheek and said, "Want some coffee?" You nodded, still embarrassed, and said, "Thank you." "No, thank you, Yuan. You look adorable." Then he left. You were left there, a blushing mess. And that was your morning. You always refused to wear your boyfriend's clothing. The reason is, you felt it was too early in the relationship. You and Todoroki only have dated like 3 weeks, and he had insisted, but you said, "And Shoto, I love you, but it's too early in the relationship. We don't even live together yet. I think when we move in together, I'll surely start stealing your clothes, so don't worry." He always wanted you to see you in his hoodie. He wanted you to wear his clothing, but you were very strict with relationships and thought everything had to pass a pace and a rhythm to be perfect. You were a perfectionist, truth to be told. So when you guys moved together, he wondered why he never saw you in his clothing, because you said to him, "When we move in together, I'll start wearing your clothes." But it didn't happen, so he was very confused. He didn't expect to see this. You were cooking and just dancing to yourself with earphones on, so you didn't hear him coming in the kitchen. You were there dancing, and what he saw? You in one of his hoodies. He was blushing deeply and took off his phone and started doing a video. You were doing a dance while cooking some food, and you looked adorable. He was a blushing mess. After a few minutes of you doing that, like 3, you turn around to see Todoroki there. You quickly blushed and took off the earphones and said, "Shout out to Todoroki, what are you doing?" He laughed and said, "You look pretty cute. Finally, you're wearing my clothing. I have been waiting for this a long time." You sighed and said, you caught me, but are you happy now that you have seen your girlfriend in your clothes?" "Yes, very much." Then he proceeded to walk close to you and grabbed your waist and pulled you closer to him. He placed a gentle kiss on your forehead and said, "I love you, Yuan, and you look amazing, darling. Please keep that. I love you seeing you in that one." You laughed and returned the kiss and said, "I love you too. And yeah, now all your clothes are mine and you cannot do anything about it. That's the contract now." He laughed and said, "Well, if you're gonna look so damn cute every time, I'm not gonna complain about that." Then you guys kissed and he helped you finish dinner. You guys spent the rest of the afternoon eating dinner together and watching scary movies on the TV since you liked them. And really, he didn't, but if you liked it, he will do anything for you. Iida have never let you wear anything of his clothing. He thought it was insanitary and clothes were meant for one person and one person only. You sometimes wonder why are you even dating him, but then you remember you love him. You were in Iida's dorm and he had to go because he promised Uraraka and Midoriya to help him with the math homework. So you were left alone, and for the first time, he had let you all alone in his room. He had never let you do this. He had always to be there or you would have to be out because he thought you would mess things up, apparently. But these days he trusts you a little bit more, so now you could be in his perfect room without it being messy because of your fault. So you were laying on his bed and had a thought. Wait, I'm here. And his closet is there. Yuan, you're a genius. You stood up and went to the closet and took one of his hoodies. You put it on and look in the mirror and said, well, if I don't look fine as hell, I don't know. You sit back on his bed and start playing some video games on your phone. You thought, I'll just take it off before Iida comes back. And that's it. You continue to play your video games and put on your earphones so you can concentrate better. But what you didn't expect was your boyfriend coming back to his dorm so suddenly. He opened the door saying, hey Juan, I need a pencil, do you have one? But when his eyes landed on you, he blushed intensely. He had never let you wear his clothing because he was embarrassed. Not because he didn't want you to wear his clothing, he loved you. And he wanted to see you in his hoodie or his shirt, but he was embarrassed and thought it would be weird. But now seeing you in his hoodie, he felt so happy and embarrassed. He said you were playing a video game and not paying attention, so he walked up close to you and picked you on the bed by style, which your reaction was priceless. You really almost fall down, but he caught you on time so you didn't fall. You said, Iida, sorry, I know you don't like me wearing your clothing, but I was tempted. You cannot trust me, I'm like that. He then saw you by kissing you and said, Ian, it's okay. I don't care, you're an exception. But next time just asked. You laughed and said, I always have asked, but you always say no. He looked away embarrassed and said, because I was afraid you look so cute that I would be just embarrassed and didn't know what to do. What's happening actually? You laughed and gave him a kiss on the cheek and said, I love you, dummy. Shinsou couldn't care less about you wearing anything of his. Everything he owned was yours, and he knew that since the very first day. But he was surprised when you actually got him a hoodie. It was a purple hoodie with cat ears. He just laughed in embarrassment the day you gave it to him, but he always wore it because you liked it. But what had him blushing right now was you wearing his hoodie while playing Just Dance with your friends. You were wearing his hoodie with the cat ears on, and you looked so cute. He thought he was gonna have a heart attack right there and there. He had gone to the 1A dorms to pick some stuff from your dorm, but when he entered and saw you playing Just Dance, he almost fainted. He thought, why are they so cute? Kaminari approached him and said, hey Shinsou, what are you here for? But he couldn't snap Shinsou out of his thoughts because his gaze was centered on you. You were obviously wearing his hoodie and you were wearing some shorts, but he thought this is the most adorable thing he has ever seen. He took a photo where you're knowing and then approached you and hugged you by the waist. You screamed, Shinsou, what are you doing here? He laughed and said, I came to pick up some stuff for your dorm, but I want to say, you look cute as hell. I love you. You were embarrassed, and he kissed your cheek, then left to your dorm to pick up the stuff. You were there left, a blushing mess, being bothered by all your female classmates saying comments like, ooh, you're lucky. Or like, ooh, see, Yuan has a boyfriend, I told you. And more comments like that you had to endure all night. Shinsou then left to his dorm and set the picture he took of you as his wallpaper. Tamaki was a very shy person, and actually you weren't. So obviously you always had his hoodie on, or a shirt of his, or something of his that to make him embarrassed. But today you took it a little too far. You guys had a special day in school. The teachers say you didn't have to wear your uniform, you could wear pajamas. What your boyfriend didn't know is that last night you went to sleep in his hoodie. So the next morning you didn't even change. You're wearing a hoodie and your pajama pants. So you entered the classroom and sat on the table and started talking with your friends. When Tamaki entered with Mirio to the class, he became a blushing mess. All red, and people started laughing because his gaze fell on you. During his hoodie, just looking all cute, and he thought, Yuan, why are you in my hoodie? You laughed and stood up to get closer to him and leaned a little bit closer to his face and said, Well, this is what I wore last night, so I just decided to come with it. What do you think? Did you like it? He put his hands on his face and said, "You look cute, very cute, adorable." You laughed and gave him a kiss on the cheek and said, "You're too easy to embarrass, Tamaki. You're adorable." You continued teasing him, and Tamaki just continued being a blushing mess the whole time, until he said, "Yuan, please wear that hoodie more often. You look so cute." You laughed and said, "Of course, darling. No, come on, the class is about to start, and I don't want to hear you yelling at us." You guys took your seats, and the class started. Tamaki couldn't concentrate. He was the whole class staring at you, and I think everyone could notice, and it was pretty obvious. All the class one day got Denki a Pikachu hoodie, since he was the known Pikachu of the class. He actually liked the gift and casually always wore that hoodie. But today he was going to the arcade with the Baku squad, and he wanted to wear that hoodie since the whole Baku squad were wearing their best hoodie. He couldn't find it. He was, "Oh God, where is it?" He was panicking. He thought, "Well, Joanne is more organized than me. Should I ask her?" He decided to walk to your dorm and knock on the door. He knocked a few times and said, "Joanne, are you there? I need your help." You didn't respond, and he knocked again. He had to knock like 5 times, but he eventually gave up and just opened the door, saying, "Joanne, I don't know what's happening, but I need your help." He saw you there laying on your bed in the hoodie he was looking for. His Pikachu hoodie. He blushed a little bit, but decided to tease you. He got on the bed and looked you in the eyes, but you were asleep. So he shook you a little bit and said, "Hey, sunshine, wake up." You slowly opened your eyes to see Denki laying next to you, which you let out a little scream and said, "Denki, how did you get in my dorm?" He laughed and said, "You left the door unlocked, and I knocked like 5 times, but you're a heavy sleeper, you know? You need to fix the sleep schedule." Then he said, "Well, what I wanted to ask, why do you have my hoodie on? You look amazing, second of all. I will ask you to give it to me because I need it, but I will not because you look too damn cute." You were blushing at this point, like a tomato, and said, "If you just wanted the hoodie, take it." You were about to take the hoodie, but he said, No, keep it. It looks better on you. And the Baku squad and me are going to the arcade. Do you want to come?" You said, "Of course, let me change first." But he stopped you and said, "No, you're going like this. I want everybody to know that Joanne, this beautiful person right here, is my girlfriend. Come on." Then he held your hand and you started walking to the common room. You were in some jeans and his hoodie. All the people in the common room standing, like, bothering you too, saying, "Oh, couple goals, you guys look so cute," and stuff like that. Principally Mina, because she loved to tease you both about your relationship. But you could admit it was a fun afternoon after all.